Hello students, this is Ratnesh and you are watching the Daily Vocab Show. And students, this particular session is the English version and for the same you will be getting the Hindi version too. Now students, before starting up the session, the show, that is the video, I must tell you something really important that I've got the feedback from the students that they were saying. Actually, students were saying that we are in need of more words in the particular time, that in the 30 minutes. This show will be of more than around 30 minutes. And what I will do today is that I will try to increase the number of initial words. Actually, what I was doing in the previous sessions, students, was that I was taking initially five random words, but from them I was providing you more than 25 words. My students think that initially we require more than 5 words, that is we require at least 10 words. So today in this particular show, that is video, I'll be providing you more than 5 words, that I have taken 10 random words from the Hindi newspaper. I'll be giving you first of all that, but even students asked me to reduce the number of sentences because that was increasing the content in the perspective that unnecessary, the conditions were going redundant, so I have tried to make them less. So what we are going to do here exactly, I'll be giving you 10 words simply on the board. After that I'll be providing the same sentence, the sentence for the same word from the newspaper, but after that I won't be providing the sentence today in this particular show from my side, because I think students were expecting the only sentence of the Hindi newspaper with the explanation. Fine, so don't worry about that. And obviously after that I'll be giving you the synonyms and antonyms if possible related to that word. So first of all, what you have to do, we have to just check it out that which words have been selected for today's show. So first of all, let me write the words on the board, students, that you can just take the screenshot. The first word which I have taken is AMATEURS, amateur. Second word is RAPTUROUS, rapturous. Third word is SPRUS, it's SPRUCED, spruced. Fourth word is HARANGUED, harangued. Fifth word that I have taken is IMPOVERSHRISment. Fine. Impoverishment. It's impoverishment. It's a nice word. Next word I have taken HITHERTO. It's hitherto. Seventh word that I have taken is COHORT, cohort. Eighth word that I have taken is CONJUGAL, conjugal. Ninth word I should write on this side so that it's visible too. ERRING, erring. 10th word is SUFFICE. Now come on students, let's have a proper discussion about these words. First of all, you have to understand that number of words according to your demand have been increased. Now what are the 10 words? The first word is amateur, second word is rapturous, third word is spruced, fourth word is harangued, fifth word is impoverishment, sixth word is hitherto, seventh word is cohort, eighth word is conjugal, ninth is erring, and 10th word is suffice. So students, these are the 10 words exactly. So what we are going to do now, we have to use these words in the sentence, not according to me, but obviously according to the Hindi newspaper. And most importantly students, I will do something that I'll explain the sentences of the Hindi newspaper and with the parts of speech. Exactly, the parts of speech is required for every word so that you can connect them in your sentences. Now students, at least I can expect from you that you have to use them in your sentences, because indeed when I was using them in my sentences, that seemed quite unfamiliar for you, that you were connecting those sentences with your sentences, and I thought students must be thinking that sir, we are able to connect the sentences, but we require in the less time, we want them to be in a very brief manner. So it's a very mutual kind of process, students, isn't it? The video is just to make your vocab enhanced, isn't it? Your personality is developing. Why? Because whenever you are using such vocab, whenever you are using such kind of words in your statement, I think it becomes very rapturous. I would say rapturous. I have used the word rapturous because I know the meaning of word rapturous, but for you, I would write the sentence on the board so that you can also use this word in your sentences. And if you are having the conversation in like so ways that, like for example, I say a sentence that what has been uh, done or been shown to you hitherto in the videos of vocabulary that you are gonna just make use in your sentences to make the possible sentences as the part of your cohort. Yes, I'm using the words, but actually students are not aware of these words beforehand. So obviously they must be finding difficult, because whenever a person starts using the difficult word in his sentences or conversation, it becomes too not say awkward, but it becomes really kind of you can say confusion, isn't it? Confusion arises when people don't understand the words exactly. That is also happening in while you are answering any question paper, you are taking the test, while you are reading the comprehension passage, you face such difficulties. The reason is only that you don't know the meaning of that particular word, isn't it? So what we are going to do is just I'll use the words in the sentences. Let's begin. Okay, I hope you have taken the screenshot of these words. So first word we are going to discuss is amateur. So it's amateur. It's not related to maturity, but it's something related to your pleasure. That when you feel pleasure, when you get pleasure related to something, it's like that, isn't it, students? So first of all, I'll let you know that it's an adjective. Okay, it's an adjective. Very good. So the sentence that was used in the newspaper was in praise of AMATURS, amateur. It's amateur. In an age of professionals. So what does this mean? Actually, the amateur is related to a person who finds or gets pleasure in doing something. Pleasure in doing something. Exactly, you can say someone who does something for pleasure. Someone who does something for pleasure. Someone who does something for pleasure, not for money exactly. If he's getting money, it's good for him, but particularly he has not started something or that particular cause for earning money, isn't it? He has done something for his pleasure or his to make himself more enhanced. Yes. So gets pleasure in doing something. Someone who does something for pleasure. I would write pleasure here. Fine. I hope you're getting the meaning now. What does it mean? It means in praise of a mature. The sentence I have taken from the newspaper. It was in fact related to the people who are immature and they are working somewhere, who are acting as a professional. It says, it's simple sentence. It says in praise of a mature in an age of professional. When people are being so professional, they are working like professionals in the company and the MNCs. And at the same side, in the same side, you can say the simultaneously people who are immature, just working for their pleasure, how they can be classified or how can they be categorized in the certain conditions, isn't it? So actually, the sentence is related to the news. Complete. I am not covering the news here. So what you have to do, you have to just check it out whether that particular news was related to which context, or we can say which genre the particular news was about. So the basic thing what you have to do, students, is you have to check it out the newspaper too. Whatever the words you are getting from the particular show, it's also required for you students to get it down that every day you just make it a habit. Every day you have to go through the newspaper, so that you're not only getting the words from the state, that is the daily vocab show, but also you are getting the news. but the part of news, I cannot cover the part of news. I can cover actually, but I'm not covering the part of news because this show is only related to vocabulary. So vocabulary enhancement is my part. I'm doing the part on your case to make your vocabulary get enhanced, students. But your take should be that you have to read the newspaper regularly so that you may not avoid understanding the meaning, that the essence of the words is very much required to comprehend any kind of question in your examination, isn't it? So in praise of amateur in an age of professional, the sentence means very simple, that the people who are amateur, not being professional, are also in the same era, or you can say same phase. So what are these synonyms that I have taken here for the same word? Let me check it out. Okay, you just do one thing, just take the screenshot, or you can take the pen paper in your hand and just take it down in your copies. So first of all, the synonym, first one I have taken is dabbler. Just take it down. It's a nice word. Dabbler. Are you getting? Dabbler is the first word. The second word should be layman. Layman. Now, students, I expect you to form sentences from these words so that you can make the part of these words. Actually, what previously was being like precedent to this show, I think people were thinking that all the words which I was telling them as part of synonym, they thought that these are not the words. Actually, I was thinking, my perception was that these are also the part of word, so I thought to take just 5 words initially. But now I've taken the 10 words initially, so you can just connect them with like around more than 50 words, isn't it? So dabbler, layman, third word should be Dilettante. It's dilettante. It's dilettante. It's dilettante. How will you pronounce this word? It's dilettante. Dilettante. Fine. Dilettante. Dilettante. So these are the 3 words which I have taken for this particular amateur adjective. The person who finds pleasure in doing certain things, not just for money. Okay, so let's proceed to the next word and talk about the word. The next word which I have taken, and or like while I am doing so, just what you have to do, you know that you have to just take the screenshot, or you have to take it down in your notebooks, isn't it? So what is the third word? Actually, the third word which I have taken is rapturous. So you should be rapturous, can be in sense of friendly. I should use the capital letters. Rapturous. Fine. So this is the next word. And what is the sentence? Example is the rapturous sweep of notational simplifications often. Actually, this word, students, often can be pronounced as often or often. It's both. It's correct. It depends on you. How do you use it? And the part of pronunciation actually does matter. When you are having a conversation, I believe the word should be clear enough, and rather you should use the accent. The part comes when you use accent, it becomes very uneasy for the person who is the listener. Actually, you could be like termed to be a great orator, but at the part of the listener, what do you think about the part of the listener? Obviously, he has to understand the particular word which you are like using or pronouncing. So it should be in a bit easy manner, isn't it? It should not like sound like very hype you are creating. Actually, it should be very easy, simple. Leaves me wondering. So what I can do is I can do one thing, that rapturous should be used in the sense of an adjective. First of all, write it down, take it down. Word rapture is a noun. Rapture is a noun, but rapturous can be used as an adjective. Fine, you're getting. So actually, what does rapturous mean? Rapturous is related to the kind of, first of all, the happiness. It's the kind of state, it's the kind of phase when you are happy. Phase when you are happy. Have you heard the song in your childhood days that when you're happy and you're gay, If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands, isn't it? So you just need not clap your hands. What you do is you just take it down, the word rapturous. So the happiness is related to rapturous, and rapturous sweep of notational simplification. Sweep is to clear out, to sweep out something, like when you do in the batting. You must have heard this word in the cricket, or the commentators must have used many times in the commentary. That often leaves me wondering, wow, it says the rapturous, it's the phase, it's the kind of friendly kind of thing, friendly deed kind of thing. Fine. The rapturous sweep of notational simplification often leaves me wondering. It's the writer, the person who is the writer, is the related to the particular news. Then when he sees something like this, he feels wondered. He feels something. He is not actually baffled, that is confused, but he is still wondered. He is wondering about the simple thing, that sweep of notational simplifications. The how do they get simplification? Make it so simple. They become so simple. The rapturous sweep of notational simplification often leaves me as the author in the state of wonder. Fine. So these this particular is the meaning of this word rapturous, and now you have required to understand what the synonyms, isn't it? So let's check it out. Synonyms for this particular word should be in a very easy way. What are the synonyms? The first word is, I'll make it fast, don't worry students. Ecstasy, ECSTASY, ecstasy. Second word is elation, elation. Okay, the third word is euphoria. Fourth word is paradise. Fine. Okay, so you can say these are the words related to synonym, and for this particular word, what can be the antonym? You can say misery or miserable. You can say misery or miserable. Fine. You can take it down. These can be the antonym, and these can be the synonyms for this particular word. Rapturous. Rapturous is also used in the sense of some friendly kind of relationship, when you are trying to form a kind of an amicable things with the person who is obviously amicable. You can say amicable. Why? Because the word that is related to rapturous can be the sense, in the sense of friendly, because the state can be ecstatic, you can ecstatic, or the sense of paradise. Paradise is also related to kind of a very happy moment, isn't it? So rapturous, here I have taken the word, and in the sense of antonym, misery and miserable. Fine, let's proceed to the third word. The third word which we have taken today is spruced, and students, it's in fact a very interesting word. And how can you use this word, or how can the word can be related to the third word? First of all, let's write on the board SPRUCED. It's spruced. Fine. The word is nice. Actually, it means also nice. What is the sentence? Sentence of newspaper says Banda Bahadur Memorial to be spruced up. Now let's check it out. First of all, spruced word can be used as an adjective in the sentence, and this particular sentence in the context is in the context to the condition where the Minister of State. Okay, actually students, this particular sentence in the context where the Minister of State has kind of he has done a kind of inauguration, where he was present at the Banda Bahadur Memorial. I'm talking about the person whose name is Navjot Singh Sidhu. You must have heard. So he was there, and Banda Bahadur Memorial to be spruced up. Actually, spruced up means to clean something. Are you getting? So this word is particularly related to the in the sense of adjective. This can be in the sense of verb, but you can use the word spruce in the sense of adjective. So it's your now part. You have to take this particular word in your dictionary, and you have to add it. And what you have to do, you just have to frame the sentences so well enough you can be able to use them in your conversation. That is the most important part you have required. But most important again something is that you have to make sentences, because if you are not using in these sentences, your sentences, it's your demand, isn't it? So you have to do it now. What you have to do it, you have to make them use them in your sentences, because that is the most important part. Rather, I'm writing the words on the board, that's not sufficient. That is sufficient part is when students start using them in the sentences, isn't it? So spruced, what can be the synonym? Now let's talk about the synonym. Spruced, for synonym, what you can use is, first word I have used dapper. Dapper is in the sense of cleanliness. Second word is natty. Third word is sharp. Fourth word is snappy. I hope it's visible. The first word is dapper, second word is natty, N-A-T-T-Y. Third is sharp, fourth is snappy, and fifth word is smart, S-M-A-R-T. Okay, let's not waste much time to this word. Let's proceed to the fourth word and check it out. Which word is that? The fourth word which I have taken in this context is ranked, H-A-R-A-N-G-U-E-D. Fine, ranked. Now let's check it out, that how does this word act, or how does this word work in the sentence. Example says the audience began looking for signs of what? Disrespect. Okay. And there were reports of vigilantism with people beaten up or harangued for not standing up. Okay, now fine. Now this is the sentence exactly I have taken from the newspaper. It says the audience began looking for signs of disrespect. They started taking some kind of action as a sign of disrespect. As you can see here, the sentence clearly describes, or it's something where we can say the sentence is telling us basically that they started taking that action as a sign of disrespect. Fine. And there were reports of vigilantism. Vigil is when you're checking something, when you are just peeping in something, with people beaten up or harangued for not standing up. The people people around there were not exactly involved in the sense of they thought this action to be such action which has violated their sentiments, you can say, isn't it? So in the sense of violating the religious it's not exactly the religious sentiments, because in the case of religious sentiments there is a kind of sacrilege, but here this is not talk about the sentence is not talking about the sacrilege exactly. They are talking about this kind of action which has broken or violated the you can say simple perception or the kind of sentiments they have in their minds about something, isn't it? So the audience began looking up for signs of disrespect, and actually harangued is a kind of speech when you use such words which may harm the sentiments of people. Or in simple words, if I use the word harangue, it must tell you something related to which may show you a very vehement language. Usage of vehement language. I can use a vehement language is a kind of rough or harsh speech. Fine. So harangue, this is the sentence and this is the meaning of the word harangue, and how you can use this word is you can use it as harangue noun. Fine. I hope it's clear to you now. Let's proceed to the synonym part of the sentence, because we don't have that much time, because the sentences are I have taken only one sentence, and the number of synonyms I have also decreased. So what is the whole condition? The condition perception now is to provide you 10 words, isn't it? So let's proceed to the words. Students, actually the synonyms which I have taken for the word harangue are very simple. In fact, the words are, first word that I have taken is diatribe, diatribe, diatribe. I hope it's clear. The second word is tirade, tirade. Third word is a very nice word, jeremiad, jeremiad. Three words and perfectly very fabulous, isn't it? Diatribe, tirade, and jeremiad. Harangue can be related to these words. Actually, all these words are related to kind of harsh speech. I hope you are getting, isn't it, students? Wherever you find difficulty, just do one thing. You just mention that thing in the comment box. Harsh speech kind of thing it is. Fine. Now let's proceed to the fourth word. Fifth word. Without talking much about this, because I think students are getting easily all the words. Now the fifth word is impoverishment. impoverishment, impoverishment, and you can use this word as a noun in the sentence. And what is the sentence of the Hindu newspaper? The sentence is pretty long, don't worry about, but actually I have taken only one sentence, so it can be a little long. The sentence actually is from the middle order of the newspaper, that is the article. Landlessness and dependence on manual casual labor for a livelihood are key deprivations facing rural families which make them far more vulnerable to impoverishment. Now it's pretty lengthy sentence, don't worry students. I think you must be thinking that, sir, what is this? The sentence is quite long. But students, what is my part in this? My role is nothing, because the sentence is of the Hindi newspaper. You must go and just have a kind of not struggle or fight with the newspaper. Landlessness and dependence on manual casual labor for a livelihood. It says landlessness and dependence. Dependence here is being talked about the condition where the farmers, of which the people belonging to the rural areas, are dependent on something, on manual casual labor for a livelihood, because what they need to earn there, that is the their livelihood is dependent on something. And the key deprivations facing rural families, obviously the poor families, the farmers, the things are being talked about farmers, isn't it? Deprivations facing rural families which make them far more vulnerable. Vulnerable is to become adaptable, not exactly adaptable. Vulnerable is something when you are easily affected by something, isn't it? So you can use this word in the sense of that child, or not exactly child, but say suppose I am taking the example of an eye. This eye is really vulnerable to everything, the dust, the particles, the everything which is in the air, because anything can easily harm our eyes, isn't it? So eyes are very vulnerable. You can say a kid is also very vulnerable, because anything can easily harm him, that is the child. So landlessness and dependence on manual casual labor. Manual casual labor is related to that is the separation of any kind of machine, where any kind of machine or technique is not involved. Only the manual labor is connected in the context. So labor for livelihood, obviously what they earn, are key deprivations of facing. Key deprivations are something which is being deprived of or separated of. Facing rural families, the people who are facing the challenges are the farmers, obviously. So make them far more vulnerable to impoverishment. Now what does impoverishment mean? Impoverishment is the kind of state of poverty in the simple words, isn't it? Are you getting? The state of poverty is being talked about in this sentence. Let's talk about the synonyms before we take much time for this particular word, because more words are waiting for us. So what is the synonyms? Synonyms, the first one is synonyms is destitute. Fine. Now let me write this in the capital letters. Destitute. Fine. Destitute is the state of beggarly. The beggarly state, you can say. Dirt poor. Dirt poor is a word. It's a nice word for any person who is in the state of poverty or beggarly. Fine. The third word you can take is a very nice word, famished. I think many of you must have heard this word for the first time. The word is famished. F-A-M-I-S-H-E-D. It's a nice word. In fact, the fourth word which I have taken is needy. Empowerment has such words as synonym, and in the sense of antonym you can take rich or flourished. Fine. So this can be the antonym. I am not writing this, so save your time. Let's proceed to the next word and look at the word. This was the fifth word. Now we will talk about the sixth word. The sixth word which I have taken, students, is a nice word which says Hitherto. It's hitherto. Hitherto is a word. First of all, check it out. Check it out. The sentence. Let's check it out. The sentence says the young who were getting educated at hitherto unheard of what? Of rates and the older. I have two sentences in the same context. First of all, I have taken the word hitherto, and it's a combined, it's a common word. It's again a one word that you cannot say that hither is different and to is different. Actually, it sounds like this: hitherto. It means something which has been done so far. As yet, you can say something which has been done so far is related to hitherto. Are you getting? So what does the sentence mean? The young who were getting educated at hitherto. It means that young who were getting education so far unheard of rates and the older. They are unheard. They are not. You can say they have not been paid heed related to certain conditions. Actually, this passage was related. This articles were related to the people who are in the context of this particular condition. Fine. And what you can do is now you can just take it down the synonyms. Okay, let's proceed. I hope the sentence is clear. Pretty sentence says the young who were getting educated at hitherto means so far unheard of rates and are like they are not aware of. You can say simply unaware. Fine. Of and the older. Fine. Now let's proceed and talk about the synonyms of this particular word. So what are the synonyms? The synonyms, in the case of synonyms, I have taken the first word is it says HERE24. It's heretofore. Heretofore. Fine. Second word which I have taken is yet. Third word is so far. Fourth word is thus far. So there is no antonym for this particular, because obviously this word is used as an adverb in the sentence. This can be used as an adverb as a part of speech. Just take it down. Okay, let's proceed to the seventh word. I hope you are taking the screenshots or you are just taking them in your notebooks. Okay, the seventh word, in fact, is a very nice word. It says COHORT, cohort. Okay, what does the cohort means? Because proceeding to the word cohort, let's check it out. Let's check out the sentence. The sentence says now again the sentence is in the context of the previous sentence, just precedent to this sentence. The young who were getting educated, it's educated at hitherto unheard of rates. This was the sentence, previous sentence. Rates and the older poorly educated cohort of landless labor in agriculture. Labor in agriculture. Fine. In the British English, according to labor, spelling can be L-A-B-O-R or L-A-B-O-U-R. Fine, both are correct. So the sentence says the young who were getting getting educated hitherto unheard of rates and older poorly educated cohort of landless the poorly educated cohort of landless labor in agriculture. Here the word cohort has been related to a companion. You can say a companion is a friend in need or a friend in need. He can be, he cannot be the friend in need, but he is the friend in need. Actually, it means a companion who is working together, who is working along with you. So, educated cohort of landless labor in the agriculture, in the fields of agriculture. Fine. So, it is talking about the person or the people, older, poorly, any person who is not rich. Educated cohort, that is the educated companion, a friend. Fine. So, now let's talk about the word that is cohort, can be used as an adjective. You can simply say cohort is related to a friend or a companion. Okay, are you getting? It's very simple. Let's talk about the synonyms of this word, cohort. So, synonyms to this word are, simply we'll talk about the word synonyms. First one is associate. Fine. The second word is companion. The third word is COMPATRIOT, compatriot, and the fourth word is COMPEER, compare. Students, I would advise you to take this word seriously. Yes, in fact, seriously. Why? Because I think compare is a nice word to replace a word like companion, friend. A friend is an older word, isn't it? It's quite long, being used in the sentences of anyone, everyone, you can say all around the world. So compare, cohort, associate, companion are the nice words. So these are the synonyms. You can take simple words in the form of antonyms. That one who is not your friend, not a companion, who can be just your enemy or someone who is your opponent. Fine. So let's proceed to the eighth word. Eighth word in the particular in the show is again a nice one. So which one is the eighth? Eighth one is simple. It says CONJUGAL, conjugal. Conjugal is related. Actually, it's an adjective. First of all, take it down, the parts of speech. Now the sentence. Conjugal sentence says, what were the punishments prescribed for wives who violated conjugal fidelity? Now, it's a typical question for all those wives out there watching the video, because I don't know exactly, but the sentence is related to the context. If you can say that it is related to 12th or 13th, that is the date, January, the Hindu newspaper, there was the sentence, what were the punishments prescribed for wives who violated the conjugal fidelity? Actually, it was in the sense that, is it necessary or is it so that the marriage violation, that is the phase when you just violate the that is the part of your marriage contract, should come under the case of a crime, or it's just a kind of you can say a kind of contract, isn't it? So legal contract, you can say, or It's not a kind of crime. The people were saying that whether it should be a crime or not, it's should be categorized under the act of criminal act or not, isn't it? So simply, what were the punishments prescribed in the same context? The sentence has been taken. What were the punishments prescribed for wives who violated the conjugal fidelity? So actually, conjugal fidelity is related to the things which are related to your marriage. I hope everyone understands, and it is very necessary for everyone to take the part that both the people, both the persons who are involved in the part of agreement. It's not. I should not say the word agreement because it may harm others, and it should harm because the agreement is not a proper word. Nowadays, people are doing agreement in the part of marriages, as they think that marriage has become the part of agreement. They just should sign. In Western area, that is in Indian culture, it's not the part like that. But I think that you must have heard that in Western people, they have a kind of agreement that after marrying you, what I'll be getting, what you will be providing me. That is the kind of people they are. They are so practical that they just sign a kind of agreement where just they do have to mention that whether I'll be getting this or you'll be giving me this, you'll be providing me this much money, or I'll be providing you this much money. And after we are being divorced, I divorce you, or you divorce me, what you will be providing me or what I have to give you, isn't it? That kind of people they are. We people just believe in we have so much emotions in ourselves. We cannot be so practical, isn't it? Actually, this is more than being practical. So conjugal is related to something, to marriage, you can say. Adjective related to what you say, married couple. Married couple, fine. Now, what are the words we can take? Simply, I would say the sentence is, that is not sentence exactly, the synonym is, first one is marital. It's a simple word, students. I think you can connect with the word marital because conjugal is related to married couple or marriage. The second word I have taken is CONNUBIAL. I hope it's a nice word. Connubial. It's connubial. CONNUBIAL. Fine. The third word is married. Fine. So these are the three words. I have taken only three words. Let's proceed to the ninth word of the show and saving our time. So the ninth word should be what? It should be, actually it is ERRING. Erring. In fact, I have taken this words many times in my previous shows. Erring is a word. The sentence related to erring, it's very simple. It says the attitude towards erring wives. The attitude towards erring wives like the current law was far more sympathetic than that towards unfaithful men. And it's required, the word unfaithful is pretty much required here. Unfaithful men. Fine. The attitude towards erring wives like the current law. What is the current law according to the constitution? Was far more sympathetic. You can say wives who did some kind of mistake. The word should be mistake. I should indeed use mistake because rather any intense word may, you can say, intensify the feelings of, isn't it? I hope you understood. So the attitude towards erring wife like current laws was far more sympathetic than that towards unfaithful men. Whatever the man was doing earlier, according to this condition, that is the law, was categorized to be a very people who were unfaithful. The men who were unfaithful earlier were simply, you can say, they were simply punished with simply you can say a different kind of attitude, or simply different kind of punishment was categorized for those people. But for the wives, I think wives now simply says a simple meaning. I'm not talking to people that you should just feel bad that why sir you are saying such words, but actually the Hindu newspaper is saying such word. I am not using any of them, isn't it? So erring exactly here is talking just as a verb, and it does talk about the kind of mistake is a simple word which may not intensify. I should say indeed, mistake is a simple word that will not intensify anything, any kind of feeling, or I should not heard the sentence, isn't it? So mistake is related to kind of erring wives. Actually erring, its mistake is related to erring, not erring wives actually. Fine. So let's talk about the synonyms which must be taken here. The synonyms which must be included are very simple. Actually, I have taken the word, first word is bluff. Not exactly bluff. I should rather change the word. It should be, have you heard the word fluff? Bluff is the kind of, when you cheat someone, when you make a bluff, when you play cards, you must have heard there is a word bluff. Fine. So fluff is also a word which shows a kind of mistake you did. If you are mistaken, if you are not mistaken, actually, if you have mistook someone or someone mistook you, you can use the word fluff. Or you can add a word flub, F-L-U-B. And the third word should be simply blunder. Blunder is a kind of intense word. Yes. Okay. So these are the three words in the sense of synonyms. Now let's talk about the last word of the show. The last word which I have taken is students. Actually, the last word is what? S-U-F-F-I-S-C-E. It's suffice. Suffice is a verb. And what is the sentence? Sentence is the Supreme Court should remove adultery from the statute book as living together is already legal. It's talking about the living relationship. I hope you understood. Already legal, merely making it gender neutral will not suffice. So this is the word suffice. The Supreme Court should remove adultery from the statute book. That is the book under everything has been prescribed, or you can say described, as living together in already is legal. Merely making it gender neutral will not suffice. Not make it sufficient. You can say not make it. It would not serve anything, isn't it? It won't serve out a purpose, out any kind of purpose. So what can be the sense? It can be the sense to be sufficient, to be sufficient. So this can be the synonym of the word suffice. Suffice can be related to serving something, serving out a kind of purpose. Fine. So these are the students, in fact 10 words. I hope you have understood what is exactly the meaning of these words, and today I have tried to add 5 words. Actually 5 more words have been added, but students, actually the perception, my perception and my condition, what I am trying to say again and again in every video is that earlier what is the precedent to this, I was taking 5 initial words. From them, from those words actually you were getting 30 words, but you thought that initially we are getting only 5 words. So today I have done what I have done. I have taken 10 words initially. So from 10 words you can say now you are getting around more than 50 words. So whatever you feel like, whatever you are just getting in your thought, kind of, you just mention in this comment box so that I can read and understand that whether this is fine enough. 10 words are fine. If you think that 10 words are fine, you just let me know, and I'll just make it continue. Fine, I'll continue with this 10 words in the again upcoming shows. If any kind of changes you think or you wish, just let me know in the comment box so that I can just change them. Fine. Thank you for watching the video.